In the video, I'm going to review the Brooks Ghost Max coming September, $150. It's a max cushion lower drop shoe from Brooks at $39.33, and it features a new glide roll technology to help move that big stack. It has a comfortable, true to size upper and is a fine new option from Brooks. Hi everybody, Sam from RoadTrailRun. We're going to take a look at the Brooks Ghost Max today. But we've also got, coming soon, custom fractal hats, RTR, RoadTrailRun. And we're going to have a bucket, and let me grab it. We're also going to have a cool cap, so it'll be a limited edition. So let's get into the review of the Ghost Max, a big change for Brooks in the Ghost line. I think the regular Ghost will stay in line, I'm sure it will, but this is a significantly different shoe and really a quite fine one. So let's get into it. So let's get into our review of the Brooks Ghost Max. I've had a number of runs in them. We're going to have a full multi-tester review real soon on RoadTrailRun.com, but I wanted to give you my thoughts about this, what I think is a pretty significant new shoe from Brooks. It has some similarities to the Ghost 15 in that it still has the DNA Loft V2 midsole foam, which is a soft, really quite soft foam. Here they stack it much higher. We come in at 39 millimeters at the heel, 33 millimeters at the forefoot, so a 6 millimeter drop, whereas the regular Ghost was a 12 millimeter drop and much lower stack at 35-23. So considerably more cushioned forefoot here. And anytime you have a bigger forefoot getting up into the 33s, as here, you've got to think about the geometry and how it rolls, because our regular Ghost was a very flexible shoe, of course, and that's helped along by that mere 23 millimeter forefoot, whereas here we got a big 33. So what did Brooks do? Well, they have a new technology they call glide roll, which is essentially how they carve out the midsole into the outsole here. This is not guide rails, something I really don't like, their stability approach. Although here they do say it is inherently stable. It is quite stable, but I wouldn't call it a super stability kind of shoe. Well, anyway, the glide roll is something I really have noticed on the run. What it does is it allows the shoe to have some flex. So this isn't a rigid rocker, but I think most of the flex is kind of felt here at the road. So you've got a really nice smooth roll to toe off with a big stack. When you get to these lower drops, here we're at, a reasonable 6 millimeter, and you stack it up, it's sometimes hard to roll forward. And here the overall geometry is extremely well done. If you have been a Brooks Ghost fan, this is a different ride. You will notice that the heel is definitely 6 millimeters and not 12. And maybe even a bit lower feeling, because you do get compression of the soft foam. On the plus side, for me anyway, the soft foam, now there's more of it up front. In the Ghost, I always felt I was kind of plunging down to an overly soft forefoot, and that also translated into some kind of instability almost. Not my favorite shoe, because I think the foam was kind of soft and the front got unstable. Although I did prefer the 15 to the 14, and the 15 has the same foam as we have here. Now, in terms of the upper, it's a very nice engineered mesh upper here, pliable. There's no gusset tongue, but you are very well held. You have a solid heel counter, which helps with the stability at the rear. Lace up is super easy. The only thing I've noticed, and here's a short video on fit. Okay, let's talk about the fit. Absolute, true to size, beautiful fit here. Plenty of toe box room and great heel hold. This is typical Brooks fine fit. Although you will see, I'm just finished a 4-mile run, that the tongue migrates to the side. The tongue is great. It has some nice kind of moderate padding, but it doesn't have a gusset. It's pretty narrow. I didn't notice that till I was done, but I think we could have maybe a little bit better implementation. You can see the holder is off to the side too. So that's really the only con. Relatively breathable, very supportive. This is a neutral shoe, but the upper provides plenty of support. So if you have a little moderate pronation, you might get away with this one. Of course, you got all the GTS versions of glycerin and so on, and also Launch to go to for your more supportive. And we don't know yet if they'll do a GTS version here, potentially, but definitely it's a more kind of neutral option. Is that this tongue tends to rotate. It's a little kind of narrow. It's well padded. It's excellent. You don't really notice it, but there is some rotation. I think they could work on that a little bit. So this is a shoe that really fits into what I'm calling, a max cushion daily trainer category. Some are plated, some are unplated. We have a video about the plated ones. But in terms of who you might compare it to, well, we can go into the Glycerin 20. Let's keep on Brooks here for a minute or two. And here's a picture of the Glycerin 20. It has a 34 millimeter heel, so 5 millimeters less than here. 24 millimeter forefoot, so 9 millimeters less at the forefoot. So it is a higher drop shoe, 10 millimeter drop. It weighs, even though it has the Loft DNA V3 supercritical foam, the same, just about the same as here, even a bit more. Here, our weight is 10.25 ounces, approximately 290 grams in a US 9, and our Glycerin 20 with the regular fit upper, the stealth fit being lighter, is 10.35 ounces or 294 grams. So in the stealth fit, you will be lighter. Another one that really comes to mind is the Clifton 9. Here's a picture of the Clifton 9. It has a 36 millimeter heel, 31 millimeter forefoot, so a little bit less, 3 millimeters less than our Ghost Max, but it weighs considerably less at 8.9 ounces versus our 10.25 here. So our Clifton kind of wins on the weight kind of to cushion ratio. However, I kind of prefer the extra stability here that I get in the Ghost Max. It's an inherently stable shoe, light stability, whereas the Clifton's a little shakier in that department. Of course, we could go kind of more extreme with the GEL-Nimbus 25. Also, and here's a picture, as inherently stable, and I would agree. 41.5 millimeter heel, 33.5 forefoot. So quite a bit higher stacked and weighing just about the same. And then finally, let's go on to a couple more here to talk about. The brand new Nike InfinityRN 4. So 39 millimeter heel, so the same as here. 30 millimeter forefoot, so 3 millimeters less forefoot stack and 3 millimeters more drop. Weighs considerably more, 11.16 ounces to our 10.25. Softer and a bit mushy in comparison. This is kind of a steadier performer in terms of kind of all around running with max cushion. Puma Magnify Nitro 2. 40 millimeter heel, so 1 millimeter more max, but a 10 millimeter drop, so 30 millimeter forefoot. This one pulls off the high drop very well, and it's 10 ounces, so it's a bit lighter than our Brooks is. Kind of my favorite of the big max cushion unplated trainers, along with, of course, the Saucony Triumph. And I just reviewed the at RoadTrailRun.com the Run for Good Triumph 21, or Run for Good with its sustainable platform. But your base model Triumph 21, 37 millimeter heel, 27 millimeter forefoot, a bit under 10 ounces at 9.8 ounces, 279 grams, and that one rolls along really well. It also has I would say, a more energetic foam, as does the Puma, than our Brooks here. But this is really a very, very friendly lower drop option from Brooks, which they really, and max cushioned, of course, with big forefoot cushion, and I think a very effectively implemented rolling sensation from the glide roll. So where do I see the Ghost Max fitting in a runner's lineup or in the Brooks lineup? Well, for sure it is the max cushion lower drop option from Brooks, with a soft, forgiving ride that despite all that big 39, 33 stack height, didn't leave me bogged down. It has a bit of a low feeling heel, certainly compared to, say, the regular Ghost with its 12 millimeter drop. But if you want to try something that's lower drop and that, because of the glide roll, kind of moves you along smoothly, it's a great new option. What would I like to see Brooks do here? Well, I think it would benefit from a supercritical foam to lighten it. The weight is very reasonable here at about 10.25 ounces in a US 9. But I think with a different foam, maybe even a softer version of their DNA Flash, I think they could get this shoe way down in weight and have it kind of a bit more energy returning. It is not mushy or overly soft. It's very pleasant. So if you just want a pleasant run with lots of cushion, it's a great option. But in terms of its kind of speed chops, I think a little bit livelier, quicker rebounding foam would be in order. But it's a really nice new alternative from Brooks. So it will be available in September. It is $150, so reasonably priced, only $10 more than the Ghost 15. So our full multi-tester review will be up on Road Trail Run real soon. Thank you very much for watching.